All right, I believe we are live. Hello, everybody. My name is Mr. King. I work at the district office for Butler Tech for recruitment and retention. I recognize, or hopefully you all recognize me. You can't, I can't see you, but you
are live. Everybody, my name is.
Teachers, if you're on this Zoom call, please mute your screen because we're getting some feedback. If you pulled up the YouTube link, you need to mute that screen. There's Officer Newman in the background over there. So how this will work, we have about an hour scheduled. Thank you for tuning in. We have the comments on the side of the YouTube link so you can leave comments. I already see some great comments coming in. I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Cook and she'll be able to start the meeting and ask any questions or answer any questions that you may have. So Dr. Cook, this is your meeting.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. King. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking time out of your Friday to join us for some back to what information. I'm sure there are lots of questions, and we know during these unprecedented times that there are lots of anxieties and concerns. So the purpose of our meeting here is to go over what some of the practices and procedures we are doing here at Butler Tech Bioscience and what the district has put in place for us, and to talk about just some general things too about how our school works, whether or not we are in a tier 2 model. We can also talk about our other tiers of our school plans this year as well. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce a few people that I see on here that you need to know right away. The teachers are crucially important, but we can't introduce everyone because we only have an hour, and I'm sure there's lots of questions. But I would like to introduce students and parents to Mrs. Becker. Mrs. Becker is our new counselor, and she is doing an awesome job, and she is a great person to talk to if you have questions about your courses or anything needs to be changed. So Ms. Becker, would you say hi?
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Cook. I'm really excited to meet everybody this coming week. And yeah, just shoot me an email or you can give me a call if you have any questions. Be patient. I have a lot of questions in my inbox right now, but I promise I will get to all of your questions, and we're going to have a great year together.
Thank you, Ms. Becker. Another person who you may have questions for and always has the answer or can find them for all of us is Ms. Bailey. Ms. Bailey, will you say hi?
Hi, everyone, and welcome to the new school year. We're so excited to see you. Can't wait to meet our incoming juniors and see our returning seniors.
Ms. Bailey is our school secretary extraordinaire. So parents and students, you will be coming in contact with Ms. Bailey in a variety of ways, and she is super helpful for all of us. And then Officer Beal, would you say hello as well?
Yes, can everybody hear me?
We can't hear you very well.
Can you hear me? Can't hear me? All right. Sorry about that. How was that? You can hear me better? No? Can't hear me? I'm not too sure what the problem is here. You got Jeff Newman behind me.
Hi, Officer Newman.
I apologize. I apologize if you can't hear me. I'm talking up now. Can you hear me at all?
Can you be quiet, Keith? Can you stop yelling, Keith?
I'm getting yelled at for yelling. I apologize. But I just want to make sure all the students know, and all the staff as well, that I always have an open door policy. And if anybody needs anything at all, please come see me. Don't hesitate. I'm here as your resource should you need anything at all. So please just don't hesitate to let me know if you need anything. I look forward to the new school year.
Thank you, Officer Beal. Officer Beal, Ms. Bailey, Mrs. Becker, and myself, we are all located in the office area. And about half of our teachers have offices in that space as well. And the other teachers are spread out in labs normally. So, okay, so we'll go ahead and get started. First of all, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Tier 2 approach that we're doing. Here at the Bioscience Center, we have close to 50% of the students coming 2 days a week. So Mondays and Wednesdays, all of our seniors are coming, and Tuesdays and Thursdays, all of our juniors. This allows us to make smaller class sizes And we've been walking through the building and looking at our class sizes and using yardsticks and seeing how far apart everybody is. And we're pretty happy with what it's turning out to be. We usually have good sized classes here because we fill our building. So us being able to split our students in half and lower our class sizes is really going to make a big difference. All of our students, if they've stopped by this week to pick up their laptops, or if the returning seniors stopped by to get their welcome bags, all the seniors got a Butler Tech mask. Masks are mandatory anytime you are in the building. We will be having the opportunity for students to pop outside. And if they're outside and properly social distanced, they can have a mask break because we know sometimes you may need it. And we are actually putting a tent up outside on one side near our bus entrance, and we're creating some additional seating outside as well. So students can feel free to take a break right on our campus, right by our doors. And so they'll be safe and right there. Lunch is another big challenge for schools right now. Because as we know, when you have lunch, you can't have your mask on. So it is super important for our students to be as social distance as possible while eating lunch. We have a commons area, which we have open all the time because our schedule is unique and we don't have bells in the building. So students that have open time during their day are typically in the commons. With 50% of our students in the building, we have been able to reduce that open time for a good portion. And then if seniors particularly have a more unique schedule, we are figuring out a way to allow them to leave when they do not have class. That is something that I wanted to mention to parents because we're going to be sending home a paper where you give an okay for that. Well, actually, you're going to get the paper, and if you have an issue with that, then you will let us know, and we'll make sure they stay. But we figured if they're not on campus and if they don't have class, they can work from another area where they don't have to wear a mask and be safe and allow us more room for students. So lunch will be a lot of our students will be eating lunch in classrooms. Again, I mentioned our classrooms are going to be a much smaller size than usual, and they'll be able to eat lunch in those spaces. Some students will still be able to eat in the commons, but we will have a capacity limit there. And students are also able to eat outside. I had mentioned we are getting some more seated areas, so we're really excited to offer that, especially when it's nice out, like it is this week. We sure hope we see some of that weather for a few weeks as we get used to everything. I also wanted to talk a little bit about all the preparation that our district is doing. They have really put a lot of time and effort and expense into making this one of the safest districts that I've heard of. We have upgraded all of our air filtration systems to a hospital grade filter. We are using a lot more and COVID killing cleaning solutions. One that will be all over that our custodians and teachers and students can use, and it's called Fit Fresh. Additionally, we've doubled our custodial staff both during the day and after school to allow for more detailed cleaning. And then during the day, constant cleaning of high traffic, high touch areas. So that is really going to make a big difference. Additionally, here in our building, our students typically tend to be pretty health conscious because they're looking to go into that field. And a lot of in all of our curriculum, there are PPE and sanitizing and infectious disease control. And a lot of that is already in our curriculum. And the students will certainly be getting that in addition to, what all of us have been getting over the last several months. So that's helpful that our students are also able to, even as part of the curriculum, help keep our community safe. It really is, though, I mentioned our community. All of us need to do this, not just our custodians, not just our teachers and our staff, but we are counting on our students to practice all the procedures and processes we're putting in place to keep everybody safe and healthy, because we want to stay in school. We do not want to have to go remote. We want to see our students. We want to be able to do the hands-on experiences that they are coming to us for. And we'll do everything we can to do that, but we need everyone's help. We do have ideas in place for tier 3, which is remote. If we would have to move that direction, it will be better and different than our fourth quarter last year. And I still feel like our staff and teachers did a phenomenal job. But it was certainly a surprise for everyone, especially when we were going a few weeks at a time. So we definitely have a different approach, as I'm sure all the districts do. So people aren't surprised should that happen this year. Let's see, are there any questions on those topics that I can answer right now? Donna or Sarah, do you see anything there? Nope, great. Okay, I'm going to move on to schedule topics. After this live session here, we are having a schedule outlook and looking at your schedule session. So that is super important for juniors, especially if you're not familiar with Outlook calendar. And if you weren't in here to pick up your laptop, or even if you were, but your schedule's not available yet, they're going to show you how to access your calendar so you can see where you're going to go on the first day of school. Not all student schedules are in there yet. I am working as fast as I can and as much as I possibly humanly can to get those in. But we're making changes to make the schedule better. We've had some College Credit Plus changes that have changed the schedule as well. So I want to make sure that all those things are right and balanced. So any student who does not have their schedule in right now, you should be able to see that by the end of night, probably on Sunday. Now it can still change. So you should see your schedule on Sunday, but again, that's what I'm going to go through and balance everything and make sure we're as evenly spread out as possible. So you could still see some changes through Monday night. So I would recommend just checking Monday night before you go to sleep, or Tuesday morning when you're on the bus, or when you're safely here in the parking lot before you come in. Take a look at your Outlook and check your schedule to make sure you know what room you're going to, and then go directly to that room when you come in, and we will start our day and all of our classes and our welcome things from that space. If you have not been able to come and pick up your laptop, please don't worry. We will have some things set up that morning immediately. But we don't want to have a bunch of lines. So anyone who knows exactly where you're going, and we're going to have people there to help you as well, you'll need to go directly to that room. Not a big building. So if you're like, I don't know where 208 is, don't worry. It's going to be on the second floor, and there's only 10 rooms with numbers up there. So you will find it. No problem. And there's lots of helpful people to help get you there as well. Any questions related to schedule? Okay, I see a few questions about uniforms. I'm going to go ahead and pretty much say you need to contact your lab instructor about uniform specifics. I know some were in. We gave some shirts out during laptop pickup for juniors. And some, it just depends on where they were ordered from. So it really is lab specific. So please get in touch with your instructor and they'll be able to let you know. If your uniform does not come in time, please don't worry about that. Everybody understands those things happen, and some orders were late and some of them have just been taking a while. Please, it'd be great if you could wear, if you have a Butler Tech shirt or a homeschool shirt, show your homeschool spirit. And jeans, that would be perfectly fine. And that's a great start. And then when your uniform gets here, that'd be great. Your lab teachers will give you specifics about that too. I see a question about bringing drinks and food in. I will go ahead and answer that, especially because the whole lunch thing is a challenge for all schools. Someone asked if they could bring in like their coffee in the morning. I actually hadn't thought about that. I think that's a really good question, actually, because my initial response was going to be, of course you can, but you would have to have your mask off in order to drink it. Please use your discretion with that. We're not going to ban coffees or anything like that, but please, get it when you leave your house. Drink it before you get here, because you'll probably have to go outside in order to take your mask off to drink it, because we're not in our lunch mode when you arrive on campus. We're in class mode. So that's a really good question. I appreciate that. I can't. Lissa. Thank you, Lissa. That was a great question. Seniors who are asking about late arrival or early dismissal, we are working really hard on that. But as you heard, the schedule's not completely finished. So you may see something show up on your calendar with that. But again, it does not mean it couldn't change. So keep that in mind and don't plan your life around it yet. But know that if you have space, that is our plan. Because again, we're trying to minimize the number of students we have, and that, certainly helps with your time management and life as well. So we're working on that really hard. Let's see. Oh, great questions. And this is super important. Students are asking, or someone is asking, what do you do on the days when you're not in person? So let's say our juniors come on Tuesday, and then they're home on Wednesday, and then they're back Thursday. So on Mondays and Thursdays, students who are not in class, or the 2 days that you're not in class, you are to be doing your virtual work, the work that you're assigned in class, because you're seeing your teachers and your lab teachers less often. So there's going to be more virtual work, and they're going to work really hard to do as much of the hands-on interpersonal stuff together while you're there face-to-face as they can. But there's a lot of foundational work, especially in the health and medical fields that are so science-based, that you can do online as well. So that's what you will be doing on those days. It will not be synchronous at all. Let's say you're the junior that's here on Tuesday, Thursday. Your teachers are not going to have Zooms on Wednesday and Thursday because they're going to be with the seniors. So you don't have to, so you can, if you're a night owl, you can start working at 7 p.m. or midnight, however you do that. But if you you do not have to worry about synchronously attending class on the days that you are not on campus. Fridays are a little different. So I'll talk about Fridays. Fridays, we are going to use, if you're familiar with what we did last year, we did what is called a 5th day experience, where on Fridays, students were able to make some choices, and we had a lot of different opportunities for them that were college visits and just some adulting kind of classes and different experiences related to their career fields. That's pretty tough right now. We are still planning on doing some version of that second semester. But this semester, we are calling our Fridays personalized. So they will pretty much be teacher directed. So if you need some extra help in math, we could say, hey, Mrs. Clark is going to be available this Friday, these 2 Fridays in September. So if you'd like to come in and get some extra small group one-on-one time with Mrs. Clark, come and join us on this Friday. So in that case, we offered it. We also could say, you need to come in on Friday because you're falling behind, and we're going to have these 2 teachers available for you to work with. So we also could assign Fridays for you to come in, well-intentioned, to get caught up and get any extra help you may need. We will not be having any students in on Fridays during the month of August. Any of that will begin after everybody's kind of gotten a little time and practice under their belts. And then we know who might want to or who needs to come in for a little extra time on those Fridays. So we will never say, hey, you need to come in on Friday, which is tomorrow. We won't do that. We'll say, hey, we need you to come in next Friday. So you'll have a week's notice at least, or if we ask you to come in. And then if you want to come in, that's going to be a week's notice as well. So if you're like, hey, I want to come in tomorrow, that's probably not going to work because we're trying to schedule our teachers in a certain way. So you would likely not be able to come until the next Friday if we can work that out. So that's what Fridays would be. Let's see. School supplies. There is a link on the Butler Tech webpage when you go to campuses that has some generic school supplies for you. But it's not like when you were, in elementary school where you have to have a blue folder for this or a red folder for that, and 14 highlighters of the shades of the rainbow. Nothing like that. It's no problem if you wait until after your first week and you talk, and your teachers will tell you more specifically what you need. We will supply whatever you need, especially that first week or two. So no worries about that at all. Please don't make that a stress. And it's not going to be anything extensive either. You might need some binders, probably gonna need some index cards for midterm and a few of your other classes. And then your typical highlighters and pens and however you like to organize, but nothing too crazy and nothing too specific. So really probably plan on covering that when you come in. Let's see. Okay, bus questions. Great. I'm going to generically talk about bus stuff. And if you guys have seen a question I need to specifically answer, please let me know. So our buses are running from all schools as usual. So even if, like, for example, you're from Middletown or Talawanda and they're fully online, the bus transportation will still bring you here. They'll first bring you to DRL, which is our bus hub area, and then you will get on a bioscience bus to come here. What time does all that happen? That you need to talk to your homeschool transportation department because they all are different, and there's no way we could answer that, especially because things have changed. So please contact your homeschool transportation department to find out where your pickups and drops offs are, what times, and those sorts of things. As far as our bioscience bus that comes from DRL, I see somebody ask what time it departs to come here. They usually get here by 7:50. So I can find this answer out and post it and send it in an email. I'm going to say that they leave about 7:30 because with traffic, it takes a good solid 20 minutes to get here. So I would plan on that at the latest. It may be more like 7:25. So if you are a bioscience student, but your friend goes to DRL or even Natural Science Center, and you guys live somewhat close to DRL, makes sense. You could just go ahead and park at DRL. Our parking passes are good for all of our campuses. And then you just hop on the bus to the Bioscience Center. So you can do some things like that as well. So think that through, what works best for your family and your transportation needs. But that is certainly an option. And then as far as parking passes, everyone has to have one, but there's no charge for those right now. You're only on campus 2 days a week. We're just not going to mess with that. But we do need the forms filled out like usual. So we have green forms here. There may have been one in your folder. We had them laying around. If you stopped in, if you're a returning senior too, we had some out. We just need that filled out. Bring that in. We're not going to be checking parking passes the first week. So just make sure you pick up that paper and get that pass in so you can, we're not saying, hey, who's this car with this license plate number? Right, Officer Beal? Great. Okay, great question about backpacks and lockers. We allow backpacks here. There's a lot of sometimes materials you might need. So we do allow backpacks here. They don't have to be clear or anything. You could just have your backpack. We do have lockers. Our students do not like our lockers. They are small, and you can barely fit your backpack and a couple other things in there. So most of our students carry their stuff around with them. We are going to get all of our juniors a locker. Seniors, if you want a locker, we will give you one, but we know that most of you didn't use it anyway. So if you don't want to bother with a locker, then you don't have to worry about a locker. But juniors, I know you're coming from schools where you're used to having a locker since you were probably in 6th or 7th grade. So I don't want you to be anxious about not having a locker. They're not teeny tiny, they're just not large. So you will get a locker, probably not the first day, maybe not the second, but by the second week, and you can carry your items around, and you certainly won't have coats or anything right now. So it'd pretty much just be your backpack. So try not to load up your backpack either. You don't want to have I know how you guys do that. They're like 85 pounds. It's like having a 12-year-old child on your back. I don't know how you do it. Okay. School fees. Good question. I see Mrs. Mahoney answered that. We're not worried about that right now. We want to start school safely, make sure all of our procedures are being followed. We want to get you guys in here, get you comfortable, get you learning. We will deal with all that later. Let's see. All right, what other questions do we have? If you have some more questions, go ahead and throw those in there. I can tell you a few things. Our CCP partner, our College Credit Plus partner, is mainly Cincinnati State. We also work with Sinclair with some specific health and dental classes, but all of their CCP classes, unless they are lab-based, are online, and that's pretty much the truth for most of the country, really. So if it's like an English class, they're pretty much online everywhere. So that's how it is here. Some of ours were already that way, but we have proctors. Some of our teachers are proctors or adjunct professors. So you will see, if we have adjunct professors, you will have some face-to-face time, and we have proctors, you will have some face-to-face time, and they are a great resource to help you. They're a great bridge between high school and college. We are having our anatomy lab on campus. I sent all of our students who are registered for that class an email last night, except I do believe we have 2 juniors, and I have to wait to email you guys until this weekend. So there's 2 of you. If you're on here, I will email you this weekend. So seniors, if you were in CCP anatomy, I need you to check your email and respond to me, please, by noon Monday. Very important. How long do your classes last? I see that's a question. Right. When you can log into Outlook, you will see that it varies depending on your classes. So that's kind of hard for me to answer. Yes, your student can drive here. We have a beautiful new blacktop parking lot, all the fresh white lines and everything. So you can actually still smell it. It's got that new tar smell. So yes, your students can drive here. They just need to have that temporary parking pass filled out, which is a driver's license and insurance and license plate and all of that sort of thing. What other questions do we have? I'll tell a little bit about our upcoming sessions that we have today. We're trying to front load as much of this information as we can during this virtual orientation, but we are also going to be doing what we like to call a boot camp. We're doing a boot camp for really the first few weeks. It actually works out that our seniors are some days and juniors other, because we can focus on things that our incoming students need to learn, and we can focus on things that our seniors need to relearn or being made aware of as seniors. So we'll be spending some time on different things like that pretty much every day for the first 2 or 3 weeks. But we know what we have learned over time is that our students they like to jump in. They're like, let's get going. We want to start learning. So we will definitely spend time going through those boot camp items that are important. And we will certainly spend time getting to know you and helping to start build those relationships among your new classmates and your teachers. But we also know that you're ready to go and ready to learn, and our teachers are ready to start with that as well. So we will be doing all those things the first few weeks. So if you're a little anxious or nervous about a few things, please know that we are aware that as juniors, you guys are coming here from, you're starting fresh. You have a whole bunch of new people you're going to be meeting. You've made a career decision that you can certainly change, but it's pointing you in a direction here. So it's a pretty adult decision. So we understand you're coming in already a little bit nervous maybe, and then you add all of the extra stuff that everybody has to do right now on top of it. And we understand that. And trust me, all of us feel that as well. So we are all in this together. It is super important that all of us work together as a team. And then hopefully we can continue to stay open and see you at least 2 days a week, which we're very happy about. Okay, so the other sessions that are coming up right after this one at 1 o'clock, we're doing an Outlook and calendar session. So Mrs. Terrell and Mrs. Cassidy will be leading that, and they're going to just briefly go over how to access your email and go over how to look at your Outlook calendar. So if you haven't gotten in your calendar yet, and just a reminder, you might not see a schedule, but don't worry, it will be there. So they will go over how to access those items. We will also be posting links to all of the videos that we're doing today because we're recording them. And we also have some tutorials for you as well. So you'll be able to follow along through those and get started learning that. Now, I was mostly speaking to juniors, but seniors, if you're on here, you know who you are. There's a few of you who need to review how to keep checking your email, how to check your calendar. Guys, even especially with us being half virtual, super important. That is really how we're going to be communicating even more than usual. So if you're a senior that, kind of dependent on other people to give you information that read their email, that's really probably not going to work for you this year. So if you need a refresher, I would hop on to that as well. After that, at I believe 2 o'clock, we are having a Schoology for Students session, and that will be with Mrs. Dorst and Mrs. Wilmot, and they're going to go over some things in Schoology that are really important. Schoology is going to be just as important as your Outlook. We've always really used that pretty heavily, but again, since we are half virtual, that is our vehicle for getting you your content and your learning. So please, if you're not familiar with it, if you're a new junior, that would be a really important session for you to attend. And again, we're recording it if you can't join. 3 o'clock, we're having a Schoology for parents. So parents, this is our learning management system, is Schoology. So you can hop in there and see to some degree of detail what your students are doing. You can check their grades. You can see if they have late assignments. So if you want to hop on there, in your folders that the juniors picked up, there was a Schoology access code and tutorial inside the folder. So if you look in there, you'll be able to get logged in, and the Zoom here at 3 will help you figure that out. We also have lab Zooms pretty much all day. They've got a lot going on. For juniors, they're having junior-specific lab meetings. For seniors, it's specific to your labs if you split off. We also are doing capstone Zooms for phlebotomy and pharm. So hop on those Zooms, make sure you know what your teachers are expecting from you. And then we are doing a 5 o'clock Q&A where I really don't have an agenda of anything to cover. I will just be answering whatever questions you have. So we can all start the year off with a little bit more confidence. So if you have questions out there, these are the days, please ask them, and we will, if we can't answer them, we will find out who can and get those answers to you.
Dr. Cook,
Any questions, Ms. Clark?
I was going to say, we had a question about, do juniors know if they are going to be Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday? And I thought you might want to address that.
Yeah, all juniors are Tuesday, Thursday. I know originally in the video that I did, we were looking at that we might have to move some juniors to Monday, Wednesday, but then our seniors were losing lab time. So we were able to work it out actually pretty well, where all the juniors are Tuesday, Thursday. So all the seniors are Monday, Wednesday, all the juniors are Tuesday, Thursday. So there's literally no junior classes offered on senior days. So there's no way they could come because our teachers are pretty full. Good question. That's definitely important to clarify. So seniors, don't come to school on Tuesday because we'll have to say, see you tomorrow. And juniors, make sure you're here on Tuesday. I see a question about hair color. So that will depend on your lab. We really, like if you're going out to clinicals, you can't typically have any non-natural hair color. But right now we're not going out to clinicals. So that is going to depend on the lab. So that'll be a discussion you have with your lab teacher. We know that's kind of fun. Again, unfortunately, we're not doing clinicals right now. So it's not a concern at this point, but you still need to talk to your lab teacher because it depends on what you're talking about. Okay, how does transportation work at the end of the day? We will be staggering release. So everyone's not swarming out of the building at the same time. So our buses leave at a certain time, and we're going to be staggering our bus releases too. So everything will be staggered. Usually it takes us about 3 minutes flat to clear the building. It'll probably take us closer to 8 or 9 with our staggered release. So we'll start, I can't give you the exact time right now because we have to work out our numbers, but we'll start dismissing before 1:40. Question about links for the Zoom meetings this afternoon. Your teachers for the lab meetings, they have sent you a link through, for juniors, they've sent it through Emerge. Seniors, they've sent it through your Butler Tech email. So juniors, that system and that email that you used when you applied, your link should be in there. And there was a parent and a senior link in there, or email in there. So check those emails to find those links for your instructor Zoom meetings today. For the other ones, we handed out some papers. I also posted on social media, and I also sent out via Outlook. So if you haven't followed us, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's Butler Tech Bioscience Center. The links are all posted there, as well as if you're if you're a junior and you're like, I don't know how to use Outlook, how can I get in my Outlook? Try the social media links. You'll find them there. I also sent out a school messenger email last night that should have come to the emails from your application system as well. So you should see them in there as well. I see a question about water bottles. That's a great question. And actually there's something just changed yesterday about that. In your welcome bags, everyone is getting a Butler Tech water bottle too. So we have 2 water fountains in the building. The one downstairs is actually going to be turned off, but the one upstairs has a bottle filler and that will be on. So you don't have to use the Butler Tech bottle you get, but we're providing one for you. So you can use that all day long. But if you have your own favorite bottle, bring that with you. The water filler is awesome, works great. And it's right at the top of the stairs on the 2nd floor. And again, our building isn't big. You've all been in here. It's easy to get to. Let's see. Oh, someone said their Outlook is not connecting to their phone, which made me think of, I need to tell you, if you're tech savvy enough to go ahead and download that onto your phone, there might be some issues. like Janice is having, but you can download the Microsoft Outlook app on your phone, and that is super helpful because as you're learning your schedule, you don't want to have to keep opening up your computer to check it. You could just, have it up on your phone, and then you can set the reminders for it too. So that's a great thing to do. If you're having any issues with it, you may need to wait till you get on campus to access it. So if you are having trouble, Janice, when you get on campus the first time, go ahead and try it here because sometimes you need to connect to our network for it to work. Let's see, what other questions? I see a piercings question. Oh, Miss Bailey or someone got that. We're not too picky about that sort of thing here. We want you focused on learning. That's our key. So if it's something that's super distracting that keeps you or other people from learning, then we'll have a talk. But if you have, a little tiny nose piercing, we're probably, most of us aren't even going to notice it. Honestly, we want you to learn. And really, we probably are not really going to notice it now because it'll be under your mask. Good question about ID cards. Good question, Chester. Yes, we are going to be doing ID cards, but we are not swiping in for attendance this year because of the uniqueness of the comings and goings of everyone. So, but you will have an ID card. We're just having a little different process to get them. Miss Bailey, can you let everybody know when picture day is? And if you need just a second to check that, I'll keep talking and then you just hop in and let me know. Yeah, so yes, we will get those ID cards. We're just not swiping attendance in like we usually do. So seniors, you won't have to do that this year. Okay, yeah, you do not have to use the Butler Tech mask that we're providing. You are more than welcome to, and that's why we provided it. It's a great, soft, nice mask, and it's actually super high quality. But you can wear your own little bedazzled, sparkly mask or your little dog mask or Mickey Mouse like Miss Bailey. You can definitely wear masks for your personality. Absolutely. So, and you may have some that you just find super comfortable. Yes. Face shields are not, you can't wear just a face shield. If you wanted to wear a mask and a face shield, that would be okay. But a face shield doesn't protect anything from going down. So that can't work by itself. Great question, Stephanie, about TB tests and all the vaccinations. We are not, at this, right now, that is not an option for us. We can't get into hospitals or nursing homes or really most medical places right now. So right now, you do not need to worry about that, your TB tests and all that. If you've already got it going, please continue because, if we get a go ahead, whenever we do, we'll start. So whoever has theirs done and in, we'll be able to get going. So we're going to relook at it again at semester. And so, but we probably aren't going to say too much about it second semester unless we get some access somewhere. So if I were you, I'd go ahead and take care of it just so you have it done. But if it's becoming a big struggle for you or your family right now, then don't worry about it right now and pick that back up a little bit later this year. And we'll update you on that as well. Let's see, can you use your ID cards from last year? Nope. You'll need a new one. Some of you guys look super different from junior to senior year too. Different hair, different way you're doing stuff. So yeah, we got to get a fresh one.
Well, Dr. Cook, we had always done it. Sorry. Hi, everybody. So in the past, we've always used it for 2 years, the IDs. But since we're not using the ID system, we're going to look or the swipe system, we are going to look into using our Life Touch photos, which we're checking into today on that. But someone asked a question about how we were going to do the lunch swipes. And I don't think because they swipe at lunch too.
Yes, but when they can't swipe at lunch or they don't have their ID, they punch in a number.
Okay, so so everybody will be using, so I can let our IT department know that as well. So students, that 999 number that's on your folder is the number that you need to have to be able to use for the lunch system. So make sure you have that somewhere in your phone or written down on your agenda or memorized. So that's a great thought because I forgot about that part.
Yeah, all these things.
And then our picture day is August 20th, but we're going to have to get 2 picture days. So we'll be in touch when the next one will be for that.
Is that a Thursday, Miss Bailey?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so we have our junior picture day set. We will need to get a new picture day for seniors.
Seniors, correct.
So we'll let you know. We'll let you know
Life
soon.
Touch on that one.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Stephanie asked, are you still able to get certifications? Absolutely. We had, Mrs. Munchin, how many students were able to finish their STNA last year?
I think we had probably around 45. So the Ohio Department of Health is making some modifications to the clinical requirements. And so that's kind of a nice thing. We can get that done in a lab simulation.
Thank you. And Mrs. Lynch and Mrs. Hickey, how many students were able to get their farm and phlebotomy? And we actually are still working on phlebotomy right now. I'm not sure if they're on here, but we've actually had students coming in over the summer to finish their phlebotomy sticks. And we were able to do all the testing too for phlebotomy and pharmacology, and they've done really well. And then Mrs. Fisher had a bunch of students earn their physical therapy assistant license or certification as well prior to even all this happening. So absolutely. That is one of our biggest goals for you. So yes, we find ways to figure that out. And our students have been great about being flexible about it. For picture day, what do you need to wear? You wear what you like, within reason. Like you wear a uniform if you would like to have a nice professional picture. If you want to dress up and look all cuties, go right ahead. Do your hair different. Sometimes we just see you guys with your hair all up, but we never get to see it down. So that's kind of fun for us too. So yeah, that is completely your choice. That's a day that you can be out of uniform. All right. Any other questions? I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 3 minutes because we're going to have our Outlook and calendar session starting here at 1. And if you're joining that, that'll give you a few minutes to go run and get a drink or whatever, pet your dog or whatever else you might need to do. Ms. Munchin?
Hi, I saw a lot of questions about junior healthcare science program, uniforms and questions like that. I don't know that the initial invite for our Zoom meeting at 2 was sent via Emerge, but I just resent it. So if you didn't get it, please go back and check now. It should be in there.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yes. So again, just a reminder, we're recording these and we'll post these later. I'll send them out however I can. I'll put them on social media. I'll send them through Microsoft Outlook, and we'll send through the school messenger, which has Emerge, and then our current seniors parent information as well.
Dr. Cook?
Yes.
We have several students who have not received laptops who are just hopping on. Can you just let them know what they should expect the first day when they come in and what they should do if they don't have a schedule?
Sure. Students who don't have their laptops, Miss Bailey and I just had a conversation about this morning. Don't panic. Don't worry. You will come in and we're going to have some stations set up. There aren't a ton of you. So we'll have some stations set up. We'll get your name. We'll do exactly what we did with our students this week that came. We'll get you your laptop. We'll show you where your class is, and then we'll get you off to your class. So don't worry. You just will be delayed a little bit while we take care of that. But no worries at all. Don't let that be something that stresses you out. We'll take care of that, no problem. I would like to say, though, that I not only want to thank our teachers that are on here helping answer questions, but our seniors who are awesomely helping answer questions. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. That's what it is to be part of the community.
Dr. Cook, can you go over the Zoom times right now We think that there might have been a miscommunication. That's a question that's being asked for correction. Thank you.
Okay. Handy dandy paper. Yes. So at 1 o'clock, Outlook calendar and schedule. At 3 o'clock, Schoology for students. I may have said 2. I apologize. And then at 4 o'clock, it's Schoology for parents. 5 o'clock is just a straight question and answer, no agenda. And then should we go over the lab Zooms too?
Yes, please.
Okay. So exercise science is at 1:30 for juniors and 2:30 for seniors. That's exercise science. Biomed is 1:30 for juniors. Actually, juniors and seniors, your guys are going to go together at 1:30. So that's the easy one. Dental, you guys are all at 1:30 as well. Healthcare juniors, you guys are at 2 o'clock. And then for seniors in healthcare, we have patient-centered care and diagnosis. That's the STNA track. You guys already met at 11. We have our farm capstone. You guys are meeting at 1:15. We have our phlebotomy capstone. You guys are meeting at 3:30. And then we have our medical assisting path. You guys are meeting at 4:30. Does that cover? I think I went through them all. So those are all the ones we're having. So we'll be wrapped up by 5:30. And then the link shall be posted up by midnight. Thank you guys so much for attending our Back to What as we work to figure all this out. Just know we all are taking the safety of you and your child and ourselves seriously. And we're doing everything we absolutely possibly can so we can stay open. So we appreciate your help with that. And we are really looking forward to starting school on Tuesday.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cook. Oh, Mrs. Bailey, you can go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you have additional questions, don't forget to check out our frequently asked questions on our Butler Tech website. There are so many answers already posted. So please go there. And if you need to call the school or email us about any questions, please reach out to us. Okay. Can't wait to meet everybody.
Thank you. Great point. If you go to butlertech.org and you find the schools, the campuses, there's a ton of information in there. It's updated frequently. It's very easy to look at. So please make sure you visit that. That's helpful as well. Thank you.
Great. This live stream will also live on the Back to What page. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. Bioscience instructors, you can stick around on the Zoom and debrief if you want. But thank you so much. And have a great weekend, everybody.
Thank you.